Um, let's have a little revisionist history and go back to the last couple of weeks and talk about how we did when we split the team and went to New Mexico and then Washington. In New Mexico, of course, it's a highlight for Hannah Cunliffe to break the collegiate record in the 60, as well as the facility record there in New Mexico. You know, they've hosted a lot of big meets there. For her to have the facility record of the 200 says a true testament to Coach Taylor and what he's doing with that short sprints group. And then, of course, Braxton Kennedy there, a freshman there, emerges in the hurdles and runs a huge PR and a lifetime best in the 60 hurdles. And then we get away from there and go to Seattle. And then Katie Rainsberger to run the number one time in the 3K is huge, and Marisa Powell is doing a great job in guiding her along in her freshman campaign. And then, of course, last but not least, always good for some guys to get under that 4-minute barrier. So we had a couple of those guys, Matthew Mayton and Tim Gorman, dip under that 4 minutes. So that was exciting as well. And then this week we head into one of the better of the conference meets in the Mountain Pacific. Better because it has 6 ranked teams on the women's side and then 5 ranked teams on the men's side. And so it's a good test for us to go and continue to hone our craft as we get prepared for College Station in another couple of weeks after that.
Do you have all the numbers, or I mean, how many more numbers are you shooting for to get qualified for College Station?
When we looked at it, I think we have 30 plus individuals going to the meet there or qualified for the meet there in College Station. Now, I say that today, but it could all change if the conference meets go crazy and then bump our kids out of the positions that they are in now. So I guess it's contentious at best.
For athletes who might be on the bubble, what kind of mentality do they need to take into this weekend? Do you want them to just be confident that they can get an improved mark? Do you want them to feel some desperation that it's now or never?
A little of both. Some of those are a little more bubble than others because, of course, you're always going to have a scratch down period there that's going to happen during the declaration. So some of those that are right there on the cusp of 15, 16, and 17 could possibly be safe, but we don't know that at this point in time until the meet starts.
You've got some male sprinters this year, maybe. Does that position you better for the championship part of the season, you think, than maybe in years past?
Yeah, we've been doing a good job in just continuing to, like we always talk about, developing a well-balanced and a well-rounded team. And so I'm assuming you're talking about Kyrie and DeMarcus, and they're doing a good job. And DeMarcus has some long jump prowess as well that just happens to be able to sprint. So those guys are heading up kind of that short sprint group as well. And then, of course, for earlier in the year for Marcus to break the school record in the 200. It kind of says a testament to some of his range as well.
I think that gives you set you up a little better in that you're not so totally distance dependent?
It definitely gives us some more bullets. It gives us some more options to score some points in some different events. And of course, as I've always said, the more opportunities you have and the more balanced you are as a team definitely helps when you come to those championship type seasons.
Is there any race or event that you're particularly excited to see this weekend?
No, not really. I would want us to leave there healthy, of course. But the quarters will be kind of important for us. Marcus is kind of one of those ones that Mr. Mosley talked about being on the bubble. So it'd be good to see him run that. The women's quarter, that's probably another one that we'd probably take a good look at. The women's mile, Lily Burton is there kind of on the bubble as well. So those little bubble marks that we mentioned earlier are kind of ones that I'll kind of pay particular attention to.
I feel like Marcus is ready to run a fast 4.
Yeah.
Looking at the men's mile, I haven't seen the entries or anything like that, but is it safe to assume that Sam's not running this weekend?
Sam is not running this weekend.
What about Blake in the mile?
Blake is probably going to lead off the DMR in 1200 leg.
I think DeMarcus, it seems like he has a little bit of a Jasmine Todd type story in where he's recruited as a jump rolls, and he said he didn't feel like he was a sprinter coming here, and then all of a sudden he's a sprinter and he feels pretty good about it.
Well, I don't know about the Jasmine Todd comment. If he can get to that level, he's definitely doing some really good things on the sprint side of things. But his goal is to jump really far, and what I know about and the science that goes into sprinting and jumping, if you're going to jump that far, you better be able to sprint really fast down the runway. So those two things go hand in hand.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, Robert.